Congratulations on being here. Congratulations on choosing network marketing. Congratulations on choosing your company, Trinant. So much growth happening, so much potential in front of you. You're really in a great position to maximize the business that you're building because you tick so many of the boxes that people are looking for. So, you know, in our business, sometimes you just like, am I in the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? Let me just tell you, you're in the right place with the right people. You have a gift to be able to offer people in terms of your products. You have a gift to be able to offer people in terms of your opportunity. So what I want to talk to you about today is how do you make 2025 better? How do you achieve your goals? How do you set your goals? How do you maximize the opportunity that you have, whether you're part-time or full-time? Even if, you know, here's what I will tell you. You can build a good business a couple hours a day. You can build a good business. You can start a good business 10 hours a week. So even if you're stretched thin right now, you might be stretched thin. That's fine. If you want to be less stretched and more efficient in what you're doing in building, I'm going to show you how to do that today. Okay. So whether you're part-time, whether you're full-time, I think one of the things that's important is to figure out what you want. And if you work for the post office, figuring out what you want is not that important because you're going to get what they're going to give. You know what I mean? You could work there for 15, 20 years and still be the new person on in the region, doing whatever it is that they do. And you're dealing with seniority and you're dealing with a structure that is pretty set in its ways. If you grow yourself personally, you're not necessarily going to get rewarded for that in the job. But here, you're really only limited by your imagination. If you can see something bigger, you can have something bigger. If you can give yourself permission to step into a different level of yourself, then guess what? You can have more. Now, I don't know very many businesses where you can do that. Here's what I would tell you. First of all, everything that you need to be able to build a huge business is learnable. It's all learnable. Like, if I had to be a surgeon, I don't think it's going to work. You know, if I had to be a scientist or a physicist or something, that's over my head. I'm not going to be able to do that. If I have to like be a person who's climbing Mount Everest, that's probably going to be a problem. Or a professional athlete or something, there's barriers. If I wanted to become CEO of Coca-Cola, not that I'd want to, you know what I mean? But if I wanted to, how many things need to just happen perfect for that to work? There's only one. There's only one that gets to do it. So I was looking at some of your comments as far as what your legacy is, and I think that's a really, really good thing to think about. And some were like, I want to do this for, helping people, and it's not just about the money and all that stuff. Here's what I would tell you about the money thing. Let me just have a conversation about the money thing just for a second. I agree that money isn't everything until you don't have enough. Then guess what it becomes? Everything. It's what you think about. It's what you worry about as you stay up at night wondering how you're going to deal with the situation. It's what you have conflict in your life about. There's nothing worse than having too much month at the end of the money that I'm aware of. It's so tough. Mm-hmm. So what I'd like to do is show you how to get the money thing taken care of. Right? And when you get on the airplane, they say, in a case of emergency, put your mask on first, right? And that's what I want to do is show you how to be able to take care of you so you're able to take care of your family, so you're able to take care of your kids, so you're able to take care of the people that are important in your life, right? So how much money is enough? Here, let me tell you something, Desiree. I will tell you the answer to this question for me is In our business, your check is a direct reflection of the number of people you're helping. So I would ask it to you this way. How many people, helping how many people, or helping more people, what is enough when it comes to helping people? How many people would you like to help? A few? A lot? The world? If you want to help everyone, okay, guess what? That's going to turn into a big check. Now, if you do it to help people, it's different than if you're doing it for the money. Okay? At the beginning, it's okay to do it for the money. I'd like you to get the money thing done. Guess why I'm here on a Saturday morning? I'm not here for any reason other than contribution. Guess what drives me? Contribution. Helping someone. That makes me happy. So, if you ever get uncomfortable, and believe me, I was uncomfortable with making a lot of money because the way I grew up, you're kind of embarrassed if you were making good money, a little bit. You know, hard for a rich person to get into heaven, all that stuff. I had to really deal with that. You might have to deal with that. And what I did is I sabotaged my own business over and over and over again. I'd be growing, I'd have things going, and then I'd just be inconsistent for whatever reason. And I went through this cycle of earning and never having any money still. Same as when I wasn't earning and didn't have any money. Kind of wild. And I finally learned that it was okay to earn. And if you're uncomfortable with the money, have your check be a scorecard of how many people you're helping, and then give it away. Make so much that you can give it to all the causes that are important to you and all the people that are important to you. You can invest in people doing good work around the world and enjoy it, right? So I am going to talk a little bit about money today. I'm going to talk to you about helping you achieve the size and impact in your business that will match your ambitions. Okay? And then you can either take the money, spend the money, give the money away, whatever you feel like doing that's important in your mission and in your life. All I know is, you know, when they pass the plate or there's a charity looking to be able to raise money, I felt bad that I wasn't able to give more. There's somebody in my family that needed help. I felt bad that I wasn't able to help as much as I would have liked to. And I'm happy to say at this point in my life, I'm able to do that. And, oh, that feels good. I can't tell you how good it feels to not have to look at price tags, to not have to wonder how much it costs, to not have that. It's just, do you want it or not? Is it something that your family would love? Or being able to put like my daughter and my son-in-law, they were living in not a great neighborhood, but it was what they could afford. And they just had kids getting ready to go into school. And I was able to buy them a house, put them in this beautiful little neighborhood where they walk to school. And the school's amazing and awesome. And now there's, you know, she's got 3 kids under 6, 6 and under. And they're just living their best life. Huge yard, doing all this stuff, safe neighborhood, everything. And you know how great that feels as a father and as a grandfather? It's the best. It's the absolute best. So here's what I want to tell you. You have the vehicle. You have it. It's just, what are you going to do with it? Okay? So I'm going to draw out some things. And if you're ready to really step in, I'm going to show you how I can help you to make 2025 amazing. If you're ready to make 2025 amazing, throw a 7 in the chat just so I see that you can hear me. You're vibing with what I'm talking about. If you're ready to really smash this, good. I'm happy because I'm going to show you how to smash it. All right? First thing I want to do, I want to talk about some goals. Okay? Talk about some goals. and talk about what you need to do in order to be able to achieve those goals. And then I'm going to talk to you about what absolutely changed my life when it came to personal growth and learning. It changed my life. I can draw it on one board here, which I'm going to do. And then I'll show you how I can help you make 2025 amazing. You know, to whatever you'll give yourself permission to build. Okay? So let's start with some big goals. I'm just going to give you four big goals for you to think about. Okay? One is your income. Just think about your monthly income. Your monthly income. How much did you make in December of 2024? And think about how much would you like to earn in December 2025? What would be a successful year for you? Just think about that number, all right? And something probably popped into your head. Write that down. And if I was working with you personally, which I kind of am at this moment, I would have you give me a number for real. And I'll just ask you now, put your number into the chat. Just throw it in. What's your number for a month? For a month. 10, 5, 20, 10, 5, 25. Some big numbers. I love it. Good for you. Most groups I talk to won't give themselves permission to think this big. They just won't. They're just like, if I make 2,000, that'd be good. So congratulations. Well done. And then I would ask you, does this represent what you think you're capable of, right? And if it was a little bit lower than you were capable of, then we would talk about that. But I think you need to have a number, okay? Because, and again, think about this number in terms of how many people you'd have to help in order for this number to become real, right? So think about the number. It's very important. That's this number. 2, what rank, what level would you like to achieve by the end of 2025? What's the rank that you can have that fits in your black diamond, Brenda says, emerald, diamond, executive blue diamond? Love it. Red diamond? Is knowing what the rank that you're going to hit in 2025 important? Of course. Of course. I want to give you these 4 and then we'll talk about it. Third, I'll explain what I mean by this. Lines of significance. Different lines in your business, different legs in your business, whatever the language is in your organization, enrollment lines that are significant. And what I mean, you can determine what significant is, but usually it's somebody to have a stable leg, to have a stable line in your business. A person qualifying at what rank in that line somewhere, what would be that level? So think about that, right? And then think about how many lines of significance would you want to have and need to have in order to be able to hit your rank, in order to be able to hit your income? How many lines? 3 diamond lines? 3 diamond legs, Kathy says. 40 jades for emerald. 3. Are you limited to 3? Is that the maximum you can do? No?
Sorry, Eric. You can build, we're 3 wide. You could technically build more wide, but we're infinity deep. So it doesn't really make sense for you.
Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you make more if you go wider?
Mm-mm.
Really?
No, it's
Sweet.
just 3 lines.
Sweet. Like simple. Ready to go. All right. We need 3 then, right? And make them big and awesome and amazing. That's a huge advantage to be able to drive deep and not have to worry about continuing to go wide. Good for you. All right. So We got our number in number 3. Fourth, and Tina, I'll ask you, how many countries are you in?
We're Canada. We're pre-launching Australia, the UK, India. I believe that's it. Is that right, Jen? Tina's in the United States. That's where Tina's at. Can you tell? You're muted, Jen.
I know. I was thinking the same thing you were with what we're pre-launching. It's 5.
5 with some pre-launch.
Yeah.
I just want to give you from 37 years experience and working with a lot of international businesses, I want you to think about 5 years from today, more than half of your business coming from outside of your home country. And to make that happen, that needs to start today. Just think about it. The biggest organization I built was about 600,000 people in 63 countries. And I only sponsored 3 people outside the United States. Mm-hmm. All the rest were sponsored inside the United States. And then we found people. So if you're in, somebody said the Netherlands, if you're in the Netherlands, then you need to start asking everybody on your team and everybody you run into, who do you know in the Netherlands? Who do you know in the Netherlands? That's, you put that together, it's like a tongue twister. In the Netherlands. Who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know? Because we're expanding our business there. We're expanding our business there. And you need to start just, if you're not aware of it, you're not going to pursue it. Belgium, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, UK, India, and USA, right? You need to think about it now. And here's what I would ask you. How many, what's the core rank, Tina?
Jade, it's 1,500 in volume.
Jade.
Yep.
Okay. So how many Jades would you like to have, Jades or above, in outside of the United States by the end of 2025? Just pick a number. How many? How many Jades or above? Write this number down, because if you write it down, now your awareness is going to change. You're going to start listening for accents. Wait, are you from Australia? Wait, are you from the United Kingdom? Where are you from? I built my business listening for accents. When people were talking, I go, hey, wait a minute, where are you from? You're not going to believe this. I'm expanding my business in that country. I'm looking for some sharp people, money motivated, ambitious, like to help people. Do you know anybody that would fit that description? Because I need a partner in that market. That was my little pitch. It works so good. So I just want you to think about it. Just give yourself permission to kind of think about it. Now, the big questions are, what do you need to do in order for this to be real? What do you need to do? How much more focused do you need to be? Versus how focused you are now. Do you need to be more focused or less? What skills do you need to develop? What skill gaps do you have? Are you world class at the skills, or can you improve on it? What's your time commitment? How efficient are you with time? See, I don't believe in time management particularly because I don't think you can manage time. Time just is. I believe in activity management. What are you going to do with the time? Because guess what? We can just turn this thing on and start scrolling, and we just lost 2 hours. Just like that. I mean, the algorithms are so good. They will take us down every rabbit hole that we're interested in so fast. So you've got to be able to say, I'm going to manage me. And then I'm going to help manage the team. But we're going to be focused on activity more than time management. what activities you're going to do in the time that you have. And just be brutally, ruthlessly efficient with the time that you have. If it's an hour, great. One thing I learned that our business is completely unique in this aspect. You can build a huge business 15 minutes at a time. Did you know that? 15 minutes at a time. People say, I don't have 2 hours. I don't have 3 hours. I don't have 8 hours. You don't need to. You don't need to. You can grab 15 minutes before the kids get up and you put one of those 15-minute blocks in, reach out to some people, make some posts, do whatever, follow up. And then let's say you go to work for somebody else, you can take during the morning break, you have another 15 minutes. During lunch, it's like 15 minutes put together, just never eat alone. Eat with somebody else and sit down and talk about your business. That's 4 of them. Have another break in the afternoon, it's another 15 minutes. Do you know you can actually build a business in the bathroom with this? You actually can. In the bathroom. On your drive to and from places, you have your headset on and you're able to put another one together. Just 10 hours a week. You know what that is? 40 15-minute blocks. 40 is 10 hours a week. You have 40 hours a week. It's 160 15-minute blocks. But if you do that, will you be more efficient than you just like, I'm going to do it when I have time? Of course. You need to have time work for you instead of you working for everybody else all the time. So focus, skills, time. How many personally enrolled distributors do you need to bring in order to be able to achieve your goals? And I'm going to give you permission to go ahead and bring in the class of 2025 now. Let's say you're going to enroll 20 people personally in the year of 2025. Okay? Which would be better? Bring in approximately 2 a month for the whole year? Or bring in 20 at the end of the year? Or bring in 20 at the beginning of the year? Which one's going to make you more money? Which one's going to be a better service to them? Which one's going to bring more momentum, more excitement? Beginning, of course, you have more time. Bring in the class of 2025 and go help them. So if you're going to do it anyway, if you're going to bring in 20 anyway, do yourself a favor and get it done. All of you are very resourceful. Anything you had to do, you did. Anything you just had to figure out, you made as a priority, you just made it happen. If you're going to bring them in anyway, just put your head down and run and get it done. Okay? And be of service to them. I'm going to give you it might be a controversial opinion. Okay? Here's my controversial opinion about enrolling. The meanest thing you could do is recruit one person at a time. It's just mean. And here's what I mean by that. If you bring in 20 people in January, they're all part of the same team. They're part of the same group. They kind of work together. They compete with each other. They got this sibling rivalry going. They're fired up. They're excited. And if you take those same 20 and you do one a month for 20 months, they all feel like orphans. They all feel like they're totally by themselves. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to do it anyway, I just found that it's so much more efficient to do it in bunches. And also, this deals with my limiting belief, right? My limiting belief is I really didn't enjoy recruiting. It wasn't my favorite thing. I loved this. But recruiting, it's like I felt like I was bothering people. I felt like I was imposing on people. They were focused on something else. I was trying to get them to focus on what I was doing. So here's my only coping mechanism as an introverted person. my coping mechanism was I pretended like I put on my recruiting clothes, and that was all I would do until I got it done. I would just recruit, and then I'd take the recruiting clothes off after I brought in 20 people or so, and then I would just work with them. Oh, I'm so happy I could just work with you now. It was so much more fun. For me, the people that I would hang out with, they were just natural recruiters. You ever walk around with those people? Like they're recruiting the person behind the hotel reception. They're grabbing them, you should join my business. And they're recruiting the server at the restaurant, and they're walking back in the kitchen and talking with the cook. And I'm just like, I'm so uncomfortable. But I mean, I admire the passion. I'm so introverted that is like, whoa, everybody's saying Vero is that person. Who's Vero? I need to know who Vero is.
You do. You will love Vero. Vero is amazing. Yes. And and everybody joins her. Everyone joins her.
Well, then I'm in awe of those people. I just wasn't one of them. So I always felt like, my own insecurities would kick in. And what I would say to the Veros of the world, Vero, use that power and bring in 50 people in a month. Go crazy. And then go work with them and use your energy to drive down those lines and have those 50 people introduce you to their world. It's so cool when you can do that. Okay. So congratulations, right? That you can do that. For the rest of you, you normal people that aren't these superheroes, I will tell you, you could put your recruiting clothes on and do it. You can make it happen. If you see a big enough vision for yourself, you can make it happen. So the big question is what do you have to become in order to be able for this to happen? And I want to put 5 categories down. What needs to change in 2025 with 5 things. 1, your mindset. How you think. What are your limiting beliefs? What's causing you to play small? Are you easily distracted? Are you procrastinating? Are you inconsistent? Are you seeing the negative side of everything? What beliefs are causing you to play beneath your potential? And what do you need to do to strengthen your mindset? 2 is your skill set. It's okay to be unskilled and excited. The whole ignorance on fire thing that you hear about in network marketing. Yeah, confidence is another one with mindset. Skill set. It's okay at the beginning to just drag your people in front of somebody who's highly skilled. It's okay at the beginning to plug people into the system. It's okay at the beginning to let other people or other things do the heavy lifting. It's okay. But it's not okay for you to not become skilled eventually. People ask me, what advice do you have for somebody who really wants to change their life in network marketing? My answer is always the same. Develop your skills. Because if you develop the skills, your confidence is going to go up. And when your confidence goes up, you're going to take more action. When you take more action, you're going to get more results. And it's going to cause you to do what? Improve your skills even more. And if you don't work on your skills, your insecurity is just going to stay there. Like in the back of your head. It's just going to stay there, and it's going to cause you to play smaller than you should. So you don't need to know them all at the beginning, but you have to set a goal to learn them eventually, right? All the skills, finding prospects, inviting, presenting, follow-up, answering questions, overcoming objections, closing, getting people started, promoting events, those types of things. These are skills. And the good news about these skills is they're all learnable. Every single one of them is learnable. So you don't have to this is too hard for me. Is finding prospects a hard skill to develop? No, it's not. Inviting, it's a little tricky. How do you get somebody to take a look? How do you educate them about what you have? It's different, but it's learnable. I was a terrible student. For any of you teachers out there, I have a 1.8 GPA in high school. 1.8. Okay, I barely escaped high school. They had meetings. Should we take him, keep him back or let him go out in the world? And they decided to let me go out in the world. And I had 18 jobs by the time I was 23. Okay, I was nobody's prize. So if any of your kids are like struggling, there's hope. I'm just telling you, there's hope if they find the right vehicle. And I thank God I found this business because it waited for me. It was patient with me. It didn't fire me. And I was able to learn it eventually. I was hungry enough to learn it. So the skills are a hugely important thing. And the most ironic thing in the world is I went from the worst student to a teacher. Isn't that crazy? And all of us become teachers in our business. All of us do. All of you are going to ultimately become teachers. And I hope that you take what I'm sharing with you today and you find little nuggets here and there and you teach it to somebody. Because guess what? Who learns more, the teacher or the student? The teacher. The teacher hears it a million times. The student hears it once and forgets it as quick as possible. The teacher gets it ingrained in their head. So teach whatever it is that you're learning as quick as you can. Mindset, skill set. 3. Whoa. What did I do? Magic board. I got all kinds of stuff going on. Skill set. 3. Come on. 3. Strategy. What are the strategies you can use in order to be able to improve your business, right? What's working in the world? What's working inside the company? You need to become almost like an investigative reporter and find out who's having the best success inside of Trinant. What are they doing to get customers? What are they doing to onboard somebody? What are they doing to get better retention? What are they doing to get more people to show up at events? What are they doing to get people to be a little bit more focused? What are they doing to get people excited? What are they doing? And then model that. Test it, model it. If it works, implement, go hit it. Number 4 is leadership. On 2 levels, learning how to lead yourself, 1, and then learning how to lead your team, 2. Leading yourself is way bigger than you'd even think. It's so difficult most of us have been trained to act like employees. So when we work for ourselves, we immediately give ourselves time off. We give ourselves, hey, take the week, take a month, take your time. You haven't missed a day of work in 30 years, but as soon as you work for yourself, you take a month off. You get the sniffles. You haven't had a sick day in 4 years at work, but the first time you get an allergy, you're like, oh, I need some time. I need at least a week before I'm going to build my network marketing business. This is what happens, man. We are not good at employing ourselves. We're just not. You need to learn that trick. How do you employ yourself? And then how do you inspire others to do a little bit more than they were going to do? That's what leadership is. Getting people to do more than they were going to do without you. More of the correct activity. Okay. And then 5, this is the ultimate, how to lead leaders. When you develop a leader on your team, how do you stay in great communication with them? How do you stay in great relationship with them? How do you work together as a team in order to be able to move your business forward? All right. So these things, this is what you're looking for. This is what you want to develop in order to be able to maximize this. Make sense? All right. I'm going to show you something else. This changed my life. When I was 23, I sat down with one of my mentors. His name was Bill Mills. And he was very successful. He had all these businesses. He always had plenty of time. He seemed relaxed. He had lots of money. He lived in this huge house. And I'm like, Bill, how do I get what you have? He said, Eric, I'll tell you if you'll listen. I said, yes, I'm listening. He said, it's really simple. Can you figure out a way to get 0.3% better per day? Can you get 0.3% better per day? And I'm like, I think so. You'd have to smile 2 more times. You'd have to do 1 more call that you didn't want to do. You'd have to read 5 pages of a book, or you'd have to listen to, a podcast or something that fed your mind a little bit. It's not that much, 0.3% per day. Now, if you applied this to your mindset, to your skill set, to your strategy, to your leadership, and that was your goal, could you get 0.3% better per day? Yeah, I could. He said, here's how it works, Eric. In 1 year, that's 100%. That's 100% growth in you. Guess what? Everybody in your company has the same product, same compensation plan, same opportunity. The only real variable is you. You know what's crazy? You are the asset. You are more valuable than the product. You are more valuable than the compensation. You are more valuable. You. I was like, oh, okay. So you got to develop you. I've said, Bill, I'm a minimum wage guy. I don't have that kind of time. If it takes me a year, back then I was making $5 an hour. So, okay, you're going to make 10 now? After a whole year? He said, you got to start somewhere and be patient. Watch what happens. If you'll be patient, you keep doing this. In 2 years, it's 200%. In 3 years, 400%. In 4 years, 800%. 5, 1,600%. 6, 3,200%. 7 years, 6,400%. I used to drive by all these mansions around my house that, we were in the lower middle class part, but we were like 10 minutes away from really fancy. I was like, how in the world? How does somebody earn enough money to buy $1 million house? How? I don't get it. I'm $5 an hour. What if somebody's $100 an hour? Still, they got to pay taxes on that. And after that, at the end of the year, how do they have enough money? I didn't understand this. This is what you're shooting for. Okay. So I was $5 an hour when I heard this. I went to 10, 20, $40 an hour, $80 an hour, $160 an hour, $320 an hour, $640 an hour after 7 years. My 7th year, I was 29 years old. I made $980,000. How? This. You have to have urgency to get better. With patience, you need time to have kind of compound interest on you. Okay? Every day, every day, every day, every day. So I'm going to show you how I achieved this. And I can sum it up in 4 words. Okay? And this is really, and no kidding, what I did in order to be able to build a life, build a business, I've helped over 1,000 people make 7 figures a year in this business. I've helped well over 10,000 people make 6 figures a year in this business. I've helped millions of people, millions and millions, to have a nice, fun, enjoyable, part-time existence in network marketing. I can help you too. Okay? So here's the 4 words. This changed everything for me. This is my target. And what was I going to try and get better at? I was going to try and get better at mindset, skill set, strategy, leadership, lead leaders, if I ever got any. That's what I was trying to do. I was going to apply this to those buckets. So now let me give you my 4 words. And these 4 words, literally how I mapped out my entire life. 1 is awareness. I learned that you have to become aware of your problems. You have to become aware of your gaps in thinking. You have to become aware of your gaps in skills. You have to become aware that your strategy is not working. You got to become aware of, are you leading yourself well or are you not? Are you a good boss to yourself or are you not? Awareness was if you're not aware of it, you're going to keep repeating the bad behavior for forever. Heidi says, Jesse Lee is smiling down on Eric. Yeah, man. Jesse Lee, one of my favorite. You know what I loved about Jesse Lee? If you knew who she was, what I loved about her, and gone too soon, and it's tragic, but her legacy keeps going. She, one of the best students I ever had. She was always sitting there, and when I would share something like this, she would jump out of her chair. She'd make a little squeak, like, oh, and she'd write it down furiously. And I knew after I'd known her for a couple months, I knew the moment I saw her eyes get it, that she was going to implement it fast and she was going to make it better. That was her superpower. She was able to absorb good ideas very quickly, and she was able to implement very quickly. And then she would improve it using this, getting a little bit better and better and better and better. That's what she did. Okay, that's what you can do too, right? So awareness is the thing. You become aware that you need to become a better presenter, let's say. Okay, your presentation skills are not sharp. You need to sharpen them up. Fine. 3 words. On top of this is the first word, 3 more words. Plan, do, review. I learned this from the High Scope Educational Research Foundation. I went to this research foundation where they talked about how to help kids learn better. And they use this simple concept. Every day they go in with the kids and they make a plan for that day. They do the plan and they review at the end of the day. They make a better plan for tomorrow, right? So basically the scientific method. It's nothing shockingly new, but very few people do this to achieve this. Very few people. So let's say you need to become a better presenter. Let's say you're nervous. Let's say you are afraid of public speaking. Let's say you're terrified of being embarrassed. All of those things check the boxes for me. But they said the person with the marker makes the money. All right, fine. If I need to do this in order to be able to make more money, I'm going to learn it. So you can make a plan on doing a presentation, do that plan, and then review what worked and what didn't. See, the activity here, the learning is in the doing. If you do and then you review, it doesn't really matter what happens as a result of doing. And let me explain what I mean by that. What's a better teacher, success or failure? Put 1 if it's a success, failure if it's a 2. 1 for, yeah, it's 2. You guys understood my broken English. You learn more from failure. Why do we hate failure so much then? If failure is the best teacher. Why do we do everything we can to avoid failure? If it teaches us faster. Interesting, right? Makes us uncomfortable. It's called growing pains is what it is. But here's what I learned. In business, there's no good experiences, there's no bad experiences. Only learning experiences. No good, no bad. Just learning. And every time I do something, I'm going to learn, and there's nothing they can do about it. Nobody can stop me from learning from every experience. And I got out of the way of my ego, and I was just willing to do the uncomfortable thing because success or failure did not matter to me. What mattered was, would I do another activity that I needed to do, and I'm going to review, get better results. Okay? And once I review what worked, what didn't, what am I going to do? I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to make a better plan. And then what am I going to do with the better plan? I'm going to do it again. And then I'm going to review. Good or bad, doesn't matter. And then whatever I get from that, I'm going to achieve my goal. Every time I do a presentation, I'm going to achieve my goal. And you can't stop me. I realized, listen to me, you can't beat me. I never lose. Either I win or I learn. You cannot beat me. I'm unbeatable. And so long as I keep doing it, I will stay in this grind. And I've stayed in this grind for 37 years. People, why do I have the life that I have? Because of this. And because of these 3 words. Let's say you wanted to dance. And I was your dance teacher. Okay? Let's say Terry wanted to learn how to dance. And let's say Denise also wanted to learn how to dance. Okay? I got Denise, I got Terry. Great. Terry says, tell me what I need to do. And I tell Terry, she takes notes. Well, what should I watch? Well, here's some videos you can watch on dance. And she reads those, and she watches those and takes some notes. What books can I read about dance? Well, here's some books. Oh, all right. And she reads those and she takes some notes. How's she going to do when it comes to dance? What do I need as a teacher? What do I need her to do? She needs to dance. I cannot help her if she doesn't dance. She's got to dance. Like, come on, Terry, you need to dance. And it's not going to be pretty the first time, no matter how much you studied, no matter how many notes you took, no matter how many videos you watched, no matter how many books you read, no matter how many movies were incredible dancers that you watched, you got to dance. Because once you dance, I can say, okay, got it. She dances. Now I can be part of the review and say, now try this. Now try this. Move your hands here. Plie, bend, stretch. You point your toes. Put a smile on your face when you're dancing. Stop looking at your feet. Right? I can give her feedback. Or she can be aware enough to get her own feedback. Look in the mirror. And then, I'm going to do it again. 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 And let's say Terry just refuses to dance. She's going to practice for 6 months in her mind. She's going to prepare mentally, but she's not going to dance at all. And she's going to do her first dance 6 months from now. And now I have Denise and said, Denise, the learning is in the doing. Let's start dancing today. And she just starts dancing. And then she dances 5 times a day for the next 6 months. 180 days. She's now danced, 900 times in 6 months. And now we have 2 people dancing. We have Terry dancing. She studied. She was a good student. She took all the notes. She did all the stuff. And I've got Denise. Who's going to win that competition? Denise, who's danced 900 times, or Terry, who prepared like crazy but didn't dance at all? Denise is going to win. So I just decided I wasn't going to prepare to be a great presenter. I was just going to start presenting. I wasn't going to prepare to do anything. I was just going to start doing it because the learning was in the doing. And I was going to find ways. The other shortcut here is to find coaches and mentors who can recommend things to do, can help you review, and can also help you make a better plan. If you can find coaches or mentors that will help you with these 3 things, it's a cheat code. It's a cheat code. You don't have to have one, but you'll go faster. If you have the best dancer in the world, if you're on Dancing with the Stars and you have an incredible dance partner, you're going to do better than if you don't have a dance partner at all. You agree? They make those stars look pretty good. But it's the great dancer carrying them, right? I was carried by my great mentors in my life. The great ones. And it changed everything for me. So, literally and no kidding, I plan to review everything. I plan to review my workouts. I plan to review my nutrition. I plan to review this Zoom. I'll plan to review when I'm done. As soon as I'm done with anything, I plan to review immediately. Every time I have a talk, every time I write something, every time I put something together, every time I make a video, I'm plan to reviewing constantly. You'd think I'd have better handwriting after all this plan to review, but hopefully it's legible enough. So I know this sounds overly simplistic, but really, and no kidding, you raise your awareness on what you need to improve on these 5 categories. Begin this process, this circular process, over and over, and put the reps in order to be able to achieve that. And if you'll do that, I can promise you, I don't care where you're starting from. If you have no skills, no confidence, no credibility, no influence, you don't know anybody, you haven't met anybody, you don't know anybody on social, you failed 1,000 times, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This process will create freedom for you. And for me, it took longer than it took for others. It was frustrating at the beginning because I was comparing myself to others all the time and feeling bad. Here's what I learned about comparison. They say comparison is the thief of joy. That's partly true. I'll just tell you about comparison. 1, if it motivates you to be compared with somebody else or compare yourself with somebody else, then use it. If it demotivates you, it discourages you, then just compare against you. Compare yourself to you. It's really simple. Because some people that I compare to really motivate me, make me really mad. It's like, if they can do it, what have I got to do? And you know what the answer is? More reps. They could do it 3 times. I had to do it 30 times. So that was the price I had to pay for having 18 jobs and underachieving for the first 23 years of my life. I had to put in more reps. They put in reps when they studied for class and they went to university and they did all these things and they built relationships with everybody. I didn't. I was an introvert who didn't build relationships with hardly anybody. So I had to put in more reps. Okay, fine. That's my price of entry. It looks easy for them. It's hard for me. I'm going to put in more reps than they're going to put in. I win. You know how encouraging it is when you finally realize you're going to go to the top in your company and nobody can stop you? It's the best. It's the best. When you actually believe it, when you get enough evidence, because you've done this enough to be able to start saying, this is going to happen. It's just about the reps. I have to get good ideas. I have to employ myself to do the thing, but then I have to, a lot of people just do. They never plan, they never review. Some people do and review, but they don't use it to make a better plan. Some people just plan, and they never do. All you got to do is this thing. You got to put in the reps. So I want to share something with you that I'm really excited about and I think would help. If you'd like, let me ask you a question, hypothetically. If I agreed to coach you on these 5 levels to help you achieve this, to remind you of this, I was able to guide you through this process, and I would give you a simple little educated training once a day for the next 365 days. If I called you up, we video chatted, I gave you an assignment for the day, and let's say average 7 minutes a day. Do you think I could help you move your business forward faster?
Yeah.
Put a 1 in the chat if you think that could happen. Yeah? I promise you. If all I need is 3 things to help you have a breakthrough. Have 2025 be the year that 10 years from now you look back, that was the year. 2025 was the year. I just need 3 things. I need you to be willing, because I can't help you if you're not willing. I can't force you to do it. You got to be willing to do what's necessary. You got to be willing to do this. You got to be willing to listen. You got to be willing to plan. You got to be willing to raise your awareness and take a look at all the ugly in order to be able to make your game plan, right? 2, you need to be coachable, because I can't help you if you won't listen. I just can't. I'd love to. And 3, you need to be hungry. Because I can't make you hungry. And the good news is this, or the bad news is this. If you're not all 3, I can't help. You have to be all 3. The good news is that's all you need to bring to the table is those 3. Your success, your education, your background, your influence doesn't matter. Your failures in the past doesn't matter. The only thing that matters, willing, coachable, hungry. Okay? So I created a program that launched about 3 weeks ago. It's called GoPro Insider. And for the past 16 years, the only way I was able to really work with people is at the very high end, like with Tina. She's part of this mastermind. It's $30,000 a year to be part of this mastermind that she's investing in herself. This is what the only people eligible for that are people making $250,000 or higher. The average in that group is about $900,000 a year. So it's a pretty powerful group. But for everybody else, it was like I was do boot camps and breakthroughs, and it was a 5-day experience, a 7-day experience, a 90-day experience. It's $3,000, $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 that people would pay to get access to this. And I wanted to create something that would help a person achieve this with these categories and get them in this whole rep cycle and feed them with good ideas, encourage them, support them, help them build their belief, help them build their skill set, all of that. And this program, the foundation of it is every single day, just for this group, you'll get a video training lesson from me with a good idea, a strategy, a tactic, a recommendation, an assignment, a challenge every day. And I want you to think about how many productive days you had in the last year and how many lost days. It's so easy to lose a day in our business. If I'm whispering in your ear once a day, I promise you I can decrease the number of lost days and increase the number of productive days. And I can get you to do more reps than you were going to do without it. And if I did that 7 minutes a day on average for 365 days is 42 hours of content, 42 hours of good ideas. And you could say you don't have the time. Yes, you do. If you show me your screen, the screen time that you have on your phone and how much of it's productive versus not, you can get all of this information, 7 minutes every day. And the videos disappear every day. So you only have 24 hours and then they're gone. Why did I do that versus letting you watch it whenever you want? Because I want you to develop a new habit. I want you to consume the information. I want you to take notes. I want you to go into action. And if you don't do it, you're going to miss that lesson. And tomorrow, there's going to be another one every day. Okay? So why do I ask for the daily? Because this is what I'm trying to achieve with you. So GoProInsider.com is the link. And you can get this training. Oh, wow. Look at that. Didn't even know I had that. Cool. GoProInsider.com. There's a barcode there too. You can get this for $9 a month, 30 cents a day. I'll give you everything I know for the last 37 years for 30 cents a day. So you cannot tell me that money's an objection. You can't. You can't. I mean, you can do more. There's like $9, $19, $49. $19 is like the most popular, and you can pay annual and save some money if you want. Or what I would just say is just start today. Just start. Let me help you. I promise you I can. There's no long-term contracts, no long-term agreements. You can cancel anytime. Just start today. All right. If you're already in Insider, put a 7 in the chat. If you're already participating in it. Just one? A few. All right, here they come. Those that are in, throw into the chat the value that you're getting from it, because it's been going about 3 weeks or so. It's in Spanish, English, Spanish, German, French, Italian. It's so cool because I do these lessons, like literally on this same set, I do these lessons in English, and then AI changes my voice and moves my lips into German, Italian, French, Spanish. It's wild. But I actually do $9, not $9 a day, $9 a month, 30 cents a day. So I want to give you one last thing to make this impossible to say no, because I want to see you win. Once a year, we do a big event, the biggest event in network marketing, called the GoPro Experience. It's always in the first week of December, and it's 3 days, and it's like the Super Bowl of network marketing. It is the best ideas, best strategies, and this year is December 5th, 6th, and 7th. And there's 400 people who can attend in person. Everybody else watches virtually. We have a $25 million studio here in Las Vegas, and it's super interactive and fun. It's amazing. If you've attended before, you know what I'm talking about. A ticket for that, a virtual ticket for that, is $200. That's what the value of that ticket is. If you get into Insider in the next 60 minutes, I'll give you till, it's 10:35 Pacific. I'll give you till noon Pacific. Noon Pacific. So you got an hour and 25 minutes. If you join Insider, any package, any level, I will gift you a free ticket to GoPro. Okay? So you get a free ticket. Even if you're already in, I will gift you a ticket to GoPro. If you're watching this and you're already in, I want to just make this the easiest no-brainer ever. Okay? Instead of somewhere else, spend 30 cents a day with me. Let me work on this 0.3% on you. And imagine if you took it to 1% a day. It's way more than triple. So I want it to be an absolute no-brainer, okay? So 30 cents a day. Let me help you. You know what makes me happy? Your achievement. You know why I'm here today? For the tap on the shoulder. 5 years from now. They say, excuse me, you don't know me, but back in January 4th, 2025, you got on this Zoom, and I decided I was going to change everything. I jumped into Insider. We went crazy. 2025 changed our life. Now I have I've retired my loved ones, and I have thousands and thousands of people on my team, and everything's changed. Thanks. I live for the tap, and I hope it's on a beach or it's in an airport or somewhere around the world, I get to hear your story. I'm excited for that. But I live for contribution. The oxygen, your success is my oxygen. It makes me so happy. I can't even tell you. So if you're going to do it, or if you've done it already, you've joined Insider already, or if you're going to join and get that free ticket for GoPro, put a 3 in the chat just for fun. Let me just see. And if you're driving, please be careful. I see some people driving. Don't want them driving off the road. All right. Here's what I want to tell you. If you're not going to do it, I have to ask why. I just have to.
I was reviewing.
Because I don't, it's difficult for me to understand. Because you're here, you're showing up, you're watching. And if you say, well, money's the objection. $9? Come on. You got to say no to something, because if $9 is a real problem, then you have bigger issues. Let me help you so you don't have to have that situation anymore. Okay? I want you to put the money thing behind you. I want you to imagine being done working for money in the next 5 to 7 years. Being done. And then you just work for contribution and community and fun. What would that feel like? I can help you get there. Okay? So, GoProInsider.com. I'm super excited to make 2025 amazing. Any way I can help you, I'm happy to do it. I just want to say one more thing, and I'll throw it back to Tina, is if you haven't heard it lately, I'm proud of you. I really am. If nobody's just said, hey, good job, well done lately, just know that there's one guy in Las Vegas that believes in you, that is proud of you, that is encouraging you to step into your potential. You can do this. It's learnable. It's doable. It can be yours. We just have to feed your mind with good ideas, guard your mind from negative influence, and get into the reps, step at a time. Okay? So, Tina, thanks for giving me the opportunity to share with all of these people. I'm looking forward to working with you all as we go into 2025. And if there's anything I can do for any of you, find a way to let me know. I'd love to. And if you would, tag me or send me a DM on Instagram or something, and then I can friend you up and we can say hi. Okay? Tina, love you.
Love you too, friend. Thank you so much. While he was talking, first of all, if you didn't snag that $9 a month, that's just truly insane. But I wanted to share this really quickly. When I got into network marketing in 2016, one of my first mentors said, you really should get the book by Eric Worre, GoPro, The 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional, which is what I wanted to do. And so I opened it. It was August the 29th of 2016 that I bought this book. And I've read it so many times that the pages are turned down, they're highlighted, they're underlined. I read it over and over and over and over and over again. And I did exactly what he's showing you on that whiteboard, except it wasn't him sending me a video every day. It was just me reading the book that he wrote, the steps that took him through exactly everything he just told you. And so if you're wondering how someone like me, who was a high school dropout, a teenage mom, lost her car, her home, her job, the respect of everyone who loved her, went to jail twice, had no network coming into network marketing, was able to build and earn multiple 7 figures in this industry, it was because I listened to what he told me to do. And that's what I still do. I just listen to what he tells me to do and I just do it. And I don't just study it, I then take action. I'm dancing. I'm always dancing, right? And it's uncomfortable sometimes, right? And I'll never forget, I'm going to end with this. I'll never forget the first time I paid. It was $39 for a monthly membership. And it was in 2016. And again, I couldn't hardly justify spending that because I wasn't earning it. I was spending more than I was making. But it was in doing that it changed the trajectory of my business. Because in that I learned about live video, and in that I did a live video challenge, and it was doing those live videos consistently for days and days and days and months and months and months that took me from a nobody with no network to 6 figures in network marketing. So listen to what he's saying. Do the things he's telling you to do. We are going to make 2025 incredible, and I want you to do it with us. I really, really do. Nothing brings me more joy than seeing you make your dreams and your goals come true. But the first step is just saying, you know what? I am willing, and I am coachable, and I am hungry, and I am freaking ready. And I am not going to relive 2024 again. No, 2025 is going to be different for me. 2025 is going to be my year. 2025 is when I stop making excuses and I start practicing excellence. 2025 is when I decide to be disciplined in my business. 2025 is when I decide to stop being negative or hanging out with negative people, and I surround myself with the people who are winning and getting results. Everything you want is yours for the taking. It absolutely is. It's just, are you willing? This is my question. Are you willing to show up and take it? That is it.